G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of U-Boat on board U764. It's the 16th of January 1944. Gave the guys a good holiday after their last voyage before Christmas. They deserved it, they did well. So we're heading down to Aruba today, where we're going to attack the Allies' supply lines for their oil, which should be quite good. We're going to go down there and we're going to deck gun the crap out of that place and hopefully blow it to smithereens, and that'll really disrupt the Allies. And then on the way back we'll try and pick up a convoy or two if we don't see anything on the way. So here we are on the map. This is where we're heading, all the way down to north of the South America. Right up there. It's a very long way. We don't have any milk cows available, so we're going to have to be very cautious of the usage of the diesel. So we're going to be flicking between electric and diesel engines the whole way there pretty much. And then hopefully on the way back we might be able to find ourselves a convoy. We might bump into something on the way down there, but we're going to have to travel at this pace the whole way, and like I said, just flick between electric and diesel motors the whole way. Alright, we're just coming into Aruba now. I'm just scouting the area to see if there's any ships that might be in the port here before we go in for the attack. It's actually quite large when you look at it from up here. Doesn't seem to be anything in here. When I did this mission in the previous version of the game, there was quite a few ships docked in the port here. Doesn't seem to be anything here this time though, but you can see everything there that we have to attack. And we've taken us 19 days to get here. Now, didn't see anything looking at it on the battle map there, but if we have a look through the periscope, I do want to make sure that we're going to have no surprises. Don't want to see that there's maybe some sort of defense on the dock, or maybe there's a ship sitting somewhere in there, so we'll just go right around with the periscope, have ourselves a good look. Just want to be sure. Or maybe it's one of these missions where you do it, start causing some damage, and then the destroyers come in and start chasing you down. We'll have to have a look. So here we can see, so this is all tanks filled with gas and oil and probably diesel, stuff like that. So we're going to try and inflict a fair bit of pain on them, which should hopefully slow them down. I'm not sure if it actually does in game, but it's nice to think so. So there's all these things in the back there that look like golf balls, and that's what we're going to be shooting. And there doesn't seem to be any port defences, so we don't need to worry about anything like that. And I haven't seen any boats in here yet, so it's all very quiet here at Aruba. So I kind of think that we're pretty safe to get the boat above water. We've got an alarm on for some reason, but I don't think we need that. We'll turn that off as soon as we can. And I think we're pretty much right to surface the boat. We'll move in. There's some more of those big ball things. There's a few silos over here which will have something in it as well. So I don't know how much of this we actually have to destroy, but we've come a long way to do it. We might as well make the most of it. Never going to come back here, so we'll close the distance here now and we'll surface up the boat, get on the deck gun, start shooting away. There's going to be a lot of shooting coming our way right now, so let's let the captain do his magic. Get our alarm turned off now, and we just have to be wary that no enemy destroyers come marching in while we're doing this. Alright, I think that's enough damage, and we don't want to overstay our welcome here. Let's get our captain on binoculars just in case there's any ships coming in, and we can start backing our way out of here. And then we'll get down to periscope depth again and we'll make good of our escape. We just want to reverse straight out from the dock there. Here we go. Funnel smoke. Off into the distance. Let's just make sure that they're not going to come our way and catch us. Keep backing out. And we've got something down here to the south as well. Alright, we'll back straight out. Hopefully they're going to go straight into port. We should go quite well unseen here. And those guys to the north seem to be heading straight for the land there. But I think we might make good for our escape here. So I think instead of going back around the north where these ships are, I think we'll head around the south of the island here. And those ships seem to have either wings or wheels because they are on land. So let's start moving forward now. They want to patrol the north. We'll go around to the south. We'll start heading back towards Europe and we'll see if we can bump into a convoy or two on the way back there. Hopefully we can find something, otherwise it's going to be a bit of a short episode for you. Okay, there we have confirmation that we've successfully done the mission. Let's get our guy here on the radio because I want to see if we can maybe get a resupply. Not for ammunition or anything, just to see if we can get ourselves diesel. And there is not, so we can only head back to the base unfortunately. But we'll head back through the Atlantic, try and bump into some convoys, maybe get a bit of action. Otherwise we'll just go back, and if this ends up being a really short episode, then I will just select another mission and we'll go out on a hunt. See if we can actually get some tonnage today. Can you believe it? We didn't bump into anything. Even on the hydrophone we didn't find a single thing. So we're back at the base. We'll collect our rewards for what we just did in Aruba, and then we'll select another mission and we'll resupply the boat and we'll get back out there and we'll head off and get hunting. So we've very little progression there obviously. Attack on Aruba. We did get a milk cow out of that though, that's pretty handy. That'll be good for us next time we have to go a long way like that. So yeah, 36 days round trip. Didn't really cause that much damage on the water anyway. We did on land obviously, but I don't think we get any recognition for anything like that. So let's get the boat restocked up here. Definitely need some fuel. Ran pretty low there. Get a bit of ammunition as well because we used quite a bit on the deck gun, and that should just about do us. Goodbye to you. Let that load up and we'll see what the leading officer's got to say for himself. What kind of orders do we have today? Now we will tick our way through those missions there at the bottom. Now we just came all the way from America, we don't want to go back over the other side. This mission here looks pretty handy, quite close to home. Definitely good shipping lanes around here, we're bound to pick something up. These little side missions here, I'll just tick them off every now and again. I don't want to just keep doing them over and over. Got to keep it interesting. We're here to hunt convoys and kill some ships, so that's what we're going to do. We'll select this mission. 7,000 tons needed. I think we can probably aim a little bit higher than that though. So let's get up there and I'll let you know if we bump into something on the way, or whenever we do find something, I'll cut back to you. Okay, we got contact with a enemy convoy here. We've been assigned to sink a ship, so we are just sitting here and waiting for them to cross our path. They're just coming in now. We want to wait for a few of them to come into visible range so we can have a look at what we need to do here. There we go, there's the target ship, the Buttress. So that's going to be our primary target. And there's also a lead destroyer here, so I think we should probably take that out as well. And if we can do both at the same time, then that'll be great. Just have to see how well that goes. So we'll just use the scope here to see if we can find them. Okay, there's quite a bit of chimney smoke on the horizon, as we can see. Fairly big convoy. So let's see who's leading the charge. Looks like it's this must be the destroyer dead ahead. Certainly the one closest to us. There must be something else in the distance as well though. So let's see if we can recognize this. A little bit hard with the angle that we're looking at it. Does have a big stack, something on the roof of the bridge. Could just recognize it there. Should do a speed check just to be sure. Probably 7 knots, but always worth a check. Start the clock there. Let that pass through and we'll stop the clock when it gets to the back. In the back of the boat there. And we'll stop the clock. 7 knots, just as predicted. There's the Buttress. What are we travelling at here, guys? Did take their angle about before. Okay, so they're going 138 to the southwest. So that means they're going 222 degrees is the angle. So you have to take 138 away from 360, so 222 is what we're left with. And now we just need some distances, and we want to try and time it right, so we hit the Liberty and the lead destroyer here at the same time, and then that might give us an opportunity to stalk the convoy a little bit more, and then we can come back in for a second attack once they've calmed down from the ship sinking. That's if we get the strikes, it is. So this is nice and easy. Liberty, 7 knots, 222, and distance. Set that right on the waterline. There we go. A little bit far away actually. Might have to wait a second to shoot those torpedoes away. Want to be within 5 kilometers at least. That's the maximum range. And this ship's 3 point something kilometers. So we're going to have to wait for about a kilometer after we shoot at the Liberty before we strike on the destroyer. Yeah, so just set up a few rings there to gauge the distance. So hopefully our Liberty is now within range of us launching a torpedo. We'll just let them zoom forward a touch. So the distance between ship A and ship B is about 1.2 kilometers. So when the first torpedoes get to 1.2 kilometers, then we'll launch the second torpedoes. Just need to double check our distance here, make sure that she's in a good shooting range. There we go. Yeah, no, she's all good to go.
Rohr
So
1,
tube 1, tube 2.
bewässern. Rohr 2,
And that's
bewässern.
a luff torpedo. So we'll just make sure that that's not going to turn before it actually gets to the target. So fire away tubes 1 and 2.
Los!
And now we'll get on to our destroyer, which is actually quite close to us by now. We'll double check the distance of that as well. Yeah, come on, lock on. Okay. We need to zoom in so we get a good look at it. Top mast there. Pretty good.
Rohr
Get
3,
the 2 tubes loaded.
Rohr 4,
And once our first 2 torpedoes get to that middle circle, we will send away 2 torpedoes at the destroyer. And it looks like we've got a destroyer pretty much dead to our right hand side here. So as soon as we fire, we need to hit reverse and maybe dive the boat down a bit there too. She's pretty close to being ready for launch. The distance between the two has actually changed a bit. It's kind of telling me that when it gets to that circle there is when we need to shoot. It might seem a little bit far, but we'll go with it. We'll see what happens. Looks can always be deceiving. The torpedoes are well on the way now. So let's get ready to fire these. Tubes 3 and 4 away. Hopefully we get 2 strikes here. There we go, 2 good hits on the Liberty. Got a nice big fire on board. Well, not a big fire, but got a fire. And it doesn't look like these torpedoes have actually done enough damage. Just looking at it now. Normally 2 torpedoes is more than enough to sink a Liberty, so hopefully this fire is going to get out of control and do the job for us. She's put out a distress call though. Can't really see much damage to the hull because it's a little bit dark. There's probably a big gaping hole there somewhere. So we're just going to have to wait and see if that's going to be enough. Hopefully it's enough to, at the very least, leave her sitting dead in the water and we can come back and finish. But we better sink the boat down here. Just now the convoy is going to be on high alert. And I was hoping to hit this and the destroyer at the same time, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. We may have missed on that destroyer. But this is the target ship and the priority, so let's get this done. And this is going to be pretty much the whole registered tonnage that we need to do for the trip. But I am a bit worried about these destroyers now. There we go, she's fully damaged actually, taking on water now. That's all she needs. The destroyer, oh, it could be looking good actually. Oh, shouldn't have sped up time that much. 2 hits on the destroyer. Oh, I'm surprised there that. And that's lucky because she was turning towards us there. She was going to come hunting. So there you can see the Liberty at the back is burning away. And this destroyer is not looking good at all either. She is definitely going down. And that's kind of going to give us a free opening to come back and attack this convoy from another angle. We'll have to stalk them a little bit, let them all calm down. But let's just watch these guys sink for now. Okay, the enemy are pinging us for sonar, but if we stop the ship here, we should be okay. Just let them all glide past. They are hunting hard though. And it looks like our destroyer's just kind of sitting dead in the water here, so I'm going to have to close in, finish it off with the deck gun, and then we're going to go on the opposite side of the convoy to what we're on now. We'll catch back up and we'll get ourselves into another good attacking position. There's quite a lot of convoys and quite a lot of destroyers with this convoy though, so that is a bit of a worry. Especially big boats like this. They can easily hunt us and sink us. Alright, it's night time now, but we're back with the convoy. We've got them in our sights, and it looks like the destroyers have kind of separated from the bulk of the convoy, which is great news for us. So we've got a tanker of some sort here, a little bit dark to try and recognize, but they're still on the same heading as they were previously. So we'll have to look through the tankers here. It's actually quite tough to see what they are. Can't really see too much, to be honest. It's just a lot of silhouette. It's quite hard to match it up with the book here. So it doesn't really look like any of them, if I'm honest. It kind of, if anything, it was probably the one at the start, the Dale. So we'll recognise it as a Dale. I don't know if that is, but that's what we're going to go with. She's just a little bit out of range. I know there's something else as well here in range for us, so we'll just have a quick scout with the scope. And here we have a nice big C3. So again, 7 knots, 222 is the heading. And we'll put this in as a C3 cargo. Get her distance 7.4. That doesn't sound right. I'm sure there was another one that was a bit closer than that. She doesn't look like she's 7.4 away. But here we have something else. Looks like a pretty tasty ship. What is that? That's another Liberty cargo. So we will go with Liberty here. And that's worth quite a serious amount of tonnage, so we will definitely take a pop at that. So we'll go 2 torpedoes on the Liberty, and then we'll go 2 torpedoes on a tanker as well, and then maybe we'll stalk the convoy some more, or maybe we'll let them go. We'll just have to see what's available. So fire tube 1 and 2. Head back around and double check the distance of our tanker here, and we will aim for 2 torpedoes again. Just want to make sure she's within range now. Yep. Tube 3 and 4. Get those loaded up. And we'll fire those away. God, I love it when you hit a tanker because they just absolutely blow up everywhere. Huge firework display for us. Absolutely perfect, and she is going to go down super fast. And now we just need to hope that we... Looks like we did get a hit on our Liberty as well. But it looks like one of them's gone either in front or straight underneath, so I don't know if it's going to be enough to do the job. Might be enough to slow her down and we can maybe catch up. But good to get a simultaneous hit nonetheless. But our tankers are goner. Doesn't look like we're going to get lucky with the Liberty, but I think we might need to just start stalking the convoy, stick with it, and maybe we can come back and help finish off that Liberty cargo. Oh god, we got a destroyer heading in hard and fast here. Let's dive the boat down to 100 meters, please. Slow the boat down. And we better stop actually, because she is going to be coming right for us. She is pinging sonar. Hasn't spotted us though. A couple of ships coming in behind. Right, we need to try and close the distance here. We've got a destroyer at the back as well. Maybe it might be worth us just giving up on this convoy and going to our patrol sector, because we haven't done anything in there yet. Alright, we've broken free from that convoy and we're heading to our patrol sector. Need to clock up a few kilometers. We've pretty much done what we need to do on the patrol. But we still have a few torpedoes left, so if we can, we'll use them. So we'll just head over. Let's just double check what we have left. Yeah, so we got 4 torpedoes and we got 1 in the rear, so we'll try and use those up if we can. See what we can find in our patrol zone. Okay, we've spotted ourselves a lone ship here. Let's take a look. It is a lone freighter. No escorts or anything, so we'll close in, surface up, and we'll get our guy here on the deck gun, and we will just shoot away and better slow the boat down, make it easier for us to shoot. I tell you, this little scope here, these binoculars for this deck gun are way better than what it used to be before. I actually don't know if it was ever there before. Here we go, we got a hit. So we'll just keep shooting away and try and sink her down. Just going to add up to our tally. Still got a few kilometers left to do though. It's hard to say if that was a hit. Looked like a hit. But let's just keep shooting.
Legen Sie den Kurs an.
Well, there we go. Big fire on board. Front end is right under. She's definitely going to go down now. Crew think so too. They're in the boat. Might pick ourselves up a few passengers here while we're at it. Always good to do that to get the extra credit when you get back to base. But she isn't looking too good. So we'll let her sink and then we'll finish up the patrol and see where we're at. If we can find anything, we'll go and launch the last of our torpedoes. If we see any lone freighters, we'll shoot them down, and if we don't see anything at all, then we'll just take a slow drift back towards the base. here we are, we're back at the port now, and we have some medals. Gunther Zapp gets a new decoration. Well done, Squire. You also are progressing, and you get a badge as well. Well done. What do we get? We get just a few points. Oh well, that's alright. There's a list of the ships that we sunk. It wasn't a great deal. 1 destroyer, a tanker, a Liberty. It's a shame we didn't get that second Liberty, but it is what it is. Would have been nice to get a good tally, obviously. We sunk 24,000 tons all up, so can't be too dissatisfied with that. And we'll return our survivors here for the extra credit as well. Alright, so we've got ourselves some cash now, and we've had a guy doing a bit of research as well for us while we've been away. So we can probably have a look at doing a couple of upgrades here. So we can get this. Get ourselves a new conning tower, which is going to help defend us later on. And we'll do a few other upgrades, but hopefully you enjoyed the episode. Didn't just want to do the attack on Aruba because that was quite easy, so I had to throw in a quick patrol. Try and sink some ships here. So we'll just do a couple of extra upgrades as well while we're at it. And hopefully you'll stay tuned for the next episode, and don't forget to like and subscribe and tell your friends, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.